Hi, I'm Lily. Today I'm going to read you the new book, The Beast and the Bethany. I read this book in Korean. It was so funny and interesting, so I wanted to read in English. So today I'm going to read you The Beast and the Bethany. Chapter 1 The Purple Parrot. Ebenezer Twizzler was a terrible man with a wonderful life. He never went hungry because all his fridges were piled with food. He never struggled to understand long words like conviviality or penicillin because he very rarely read books. There were no children or friends in his life, so he was never troubled by unpleasant noses or unwanted conversations. There were also no parties or celebrations for him to attend. So he was never hot and bothered about what he should wear. Ebenezer Twizzler didn't even have to worry about that. At, at the time this story begins, he was within a week of his 512th birthday, and yet, if you were to have bumped into him on the streets, you would have thought him to be a young man, certainly no more than 20 years old. No more than 20 years old. You might also have thought that he was quite handsome. He had short golden hair, a small nose, a soft mouth, and a pair of eyes which dazzled like diamonds in the moonlight. There was also a wonderful look of innocence about him. Certainly, looks can be deceiving. You see, at the time when this story begins, Ebenezer was about to do a very bad thing. All Ebenezer did at first was walk into a bird shop. He then patiently waited behind an impatient people at the till. The impatient person was a small, bony girl who was wearing a backpack. A girl who was wearing a backpack with two stickers on. One read Bethany and the other got off, bought off. I want a pat, said a girl to the large pleasant bird keeper. What sort were you looking for? He asked in return. A frog or a panther? Oh, or a polar bear. Fred, you're in the wrong place. The polar bear and the panther shop is down the road, and the frog market is only open on Wednesdays. We can do you a bird, but not much else, explained the bird keeper. The girl reached into her backpack and pulled out a flop, a half-eaten biscuit, two seashells, and a ruler which said property of Jeffrey on it. She laid out all the items onto the counter. What kind of bird will that buy me? Asked the girl. The bird keeper looked thoughtfully at the items and did some sums in his head. If you give me the backpack as well, I will give you 10 worms, he said. The girl was very pleased with this offer. She stripped off the backpack and handed it over. In return, the bird keeper took out 10 worms from his pocket and plopped them into her hands. The girl barked past Ebenezer and out of the shop. Sorry about that, Mr. Twizzler, said the bird keeper. How can I help? That's quite all right, said Ebenezer. I've come to pick up the it's a very long name. Wintlorian purple-breasted parrot. When the bird keeper brought out the sleeping parrot, Ebenezer did not snatch it away. He waited for the cage to be handed over, and he stayed in the shop to speak for a while, even though he was not a big fan of conversation. This is a special one, remember now, said the bird keeper. Only 20 of them left in the world. You ain't the sort of person to lose him, are you? I won't do that, answered Ebenezer, shuffling where he stood. You don't get many of these around no more. Took me a long time to track one down. Ain't every shop can get you a real talking, singing parrot. especially ones which sing proper human songs instead of those tweety ones. These sort of birds love an audience. You ain't that sort of person. What's gonna keep it for yourself hidden away, are you? Asked the bird keeper. I won't do that, said Ebenezer. He was feeling the most uncomfortable under the bird keeper's gaze. These sorts of birds need a lot of care and attention. They need love. You ain't gonna treat it bad, are you? asked the bird keeper. Of course not, answered the Ebenezer in a high and shocking voice. The bird keeper knew, and I loved. The bird keeper knew and loved each one of his birds, from the ochre warblers to the yellow-legged seekers, and he did not want to see any of them go to a bad home. He took a long, hard stare at Ebenezer. I know exactly what sort of person you are, said the bird keeper. After a second or two staring, Ebenezer gulped. You are a great bird owner, said the bird keeper. I can see it in your face. Ebenezer smiled with relief and handed over the money. He paid far more than the agreed price as a special thank to the bird keeper for his hard work. He bid farewell and left the cage and sleeping parrot. He climbed into his car and started the short drive back to his house. Just as he was parking, the parrot walked up with a large yawn. Good morning, said the parrot in a distinctly unparroty voice. He spoke in low, chocolatey tones. It's late afternoon, said Ebenezer. Oopsie poopsie. Well, good late afternoon. My name is Patrick, and mine is Mr. Twister. Welcome to your new home. Wow, and gosh, exclaimed Patrick. The ooh and the gosh were both the right sorts of words to say because Ebenezer's house was nothing short of extraordinary. Today was part 1, and next time I read you here from here. This page. Oh. This book is very fun, isn't it? It's more interesting in these pages. Bye!